Hey, welcome, my math friends. I haven't talked to you in a few weeks, months. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying your summer. I haven't been having a very nice summer so far. You can see I'm sitting out here in my yard. There's my garden behind me. There's little tomato plants that were so small before. They're really grown up big now. And I'll show you a little bit. Some of the tomatoes are really starting to come in. And I've got some red ones too. I've got two halves of my garden. So there's one half, and then there's the other half. You can see that. It's kind of hard. This camera's kind of weird. I'm using the iPad, and it doesn't allow you to change from front to back once you start to record. I don't know. Anyway, so enough about the garden. So let's think about math. We've got to start to get a little bit back into our math. We probably should have started a few weeks ago. But anyway, I logged into Khan a few days ago, and I added myself into the class that you guys are part of. Hopefully you remember that we did that at the end of the year. And so I just wanted to see what would happen. So when I started it, if you haven't done this yet, it'll begin with a mission, the pre-calculus mission that I put you into. It'll start by having you do like a little pre-test. And it's only about 6 or 7 questions. And I discovered that that's really, you don't even need to do that if you don't want to. You could just try it. I couldn't really figure out a way to like break out of it once I started it, so I just kind of got stuck in it. But the problem is once you go through that, then it's going to kind of create a custom course for you, and it's going to be a big class. So there's just too much. We don't want to do the whole pre-calculus mission. We just want to do 1 or 2 sections in it. And the section we want to start with is the section that's called Sequences, Series, and Induction. So once I went through that little pre-test, I kind of came to my mission page, and then I looked at the top corner and it said something like, see all topics in pre-calculus, not just my mission. So I went to there. I want to see all the topics, and I'll show you what I just wrote it out so you can see it. Hopefully this is not backwards to you, but pre-calculus, you choose all topics, and you want to choose sequences, series, and induction, okay? Remember that. See, it's nice to read something and hear it. Sequences, series, and induction. That's the section we want to start with. That's the one we skipped last year. So I looked at it, I went through started going through the first section. There's about 10 little subsections, not too bad. And the first one's very easy, but I don't want you to get tempted just to skip ahead and start to because the problems are very straightforward. So watch the videos, maybe take a few notes if you like, because you're learning not just how to solve the problems, which are pretty trivial at first, but you're learning like the syntax, how to write out a series. There's different styles to do that. And that's important to know how to, like that math, I think they call it like a nomenclature or whatever, something like that. Like how to write it, using your little sigma notation and stuff like that. And so start with that, and I think it's reasonable, good goal, that we try to say from now, starting today, we'll try to do 1 section per day and wrap this whole thing up in like 10 days. Maybe one day, you're not gonna necessarily do it every day, maybe one day do 2 sections. But try to be a little regular. I would limit it to not more than 25, 30 minutes maybe on a day, depending on what's going on. But take some time, and we'll start that as a goal. I'm going to work along it. I'm going to send you emails. Like every time I finish a section or so, I'll send you an email just as a little, I don't want to be like a nag, but just a gentle motivator, reminder, hey, I'm out here working too. So I'll go through it with you, and then we can hopefully get that one wrapped up by, before August, right around August. And then we can think about next is like, okay, what about this one thing we want to do, like a little picnic? Tomatoes will be ready soon. And then another thing is talk about this and do spend some time on your paper. And then lastly, ideally, it would be great to do one more section, to do the vector section. That way when we start in September, we'll already have done the vectors with Khan. We'll come to the book, and it'll be probably like a breeze. So it's kind of the bigger picture. First things first, start on your sequences, series, and induction. Start today if you can. Why not? And if you have any questions, whenever